Good morning, everybody. Your assignment for today, which is Monday, and for Tuesday tomorrow, is going to be one assignment that covers part of this lesson 8-3. Okay, so I broke it up so that you could get plenty of practice with two different methods on how to multiply polynomials. So on your first lesson, your assignment for today and tomorrow, we are only going to be looking at the FOIL method, which all of it is on page 481. So for your notes to look over, your examples to look over, this is really all I want you to look at is page 481 for today and tomorrow. And the homework that you do that goes with this lesson is only going to be on this FOIL method. Okay, so right here, what I'm showing you is what I really want you to focus on. The key concept for the FOIL method, looking at example 2, and then reading this little section at the bottom too. Okay, so I thought I would talk to you a little bit about it too, and then you can look over the examples yourself and let it all sink in a little bit, and then you can try your homework for today and tomorrow, and it will be due on Wednesday. All right, so the FOIL method, it only can be used when multiplying two binomials. So reminder, all your problems that you're going to see today and tomorrow are going to be when you have two terms times two terms. So that's a binomial times a binomial. Remember, the prefix bi means two. So binomial times a binomial. It has its own little thing because it's used, you'll see binomial times a binomial so often. And you'll be using this a lot when you get up to the high school. Also, you'll hear a lot more about FOIL. I know a lot of you have seen it on ALEKS already, which is awesome. So you should be pretty, if you did well with it, you should be good to go with this lesson also. So just to explain what FOIL stands for and represents. So FOIL stands for the first, outer, inner, and last. And what those are talking about are the first terms of each binomial, the outer terms of each binomial, the inner terms of each binomial, and the last terms of each binomial. And what you're going to do, again, because this whole lesson is on multiplying polynomials, is you are going to be multiplying the firsts, multiplying the outers, and so on. Okay, so on this example, which is the one given to you in the key concept box, if you start with the F of FOIL, the firsts are, we're looking at the X and the X, because those are the first terms of each binomial. So they're considered the firsts. So again, you multiply the terms. So X times X would be X squared. Okay, and then next we're to the O, which is outer. The outers are on the terms on the outside of the problem. So we have X is on the outside, and this is a -2 on the outside. So again, you're going to multiply X times -2 would be a -2X. And that just becomes another term of your answer. Okay, we're creating the answer down here to we're creating the product to this binomial times this binomial. Okay, and then the I stands for inners. The two inner terms are the +4 and the X. They're on the inside of the problem. So 4 times X would be a +4X. And then last, the L for last, the last terms in each binomial is this 4 and this -2. They're both in each binomial, they're the last terms. So 4 times -2 would be -8. And then hopefully you realize now that there are like terms that you can combine. -2X plus 4X will be a +2X. And all right, so they're very much the same. You're going to be practicing the FOIL method. You're going to get really good at it, and by the time you're done with the 10 ish problems I give you, because they all look just like this. All right, I thought I'd do one more with you that had coefficients in front of the variables other than just one. So this y has a coefficient of 2 and this one has 3. So again, if you want to go write out FOIL and then underneath each letter you can write what you're getting. Some people like to do that. So the firsts in each binomial is 2y and 3y. They're both the first terms in each binomial. So that's what you would do first, is multiply those. So 2 times 3 is 6. Then you have a y times y. So that's what would happen in that case. The outers, go spot them. 2y and positive 5. So when you multiply those, you get a positive 10y. The inners, negative 7 and a positive 3y, become a negative 21y. And then the lasts in each binomial, the last terms are negative 7 and a positive 5. So multiply those. And again, you will see you have like terms that you can combine. So that would make a negative 11y. And then recopy the other terms. All right, so like I said, it was very similar to the problem I did with you first. All right, so this last thing I wanted to talk to you about before the video is over is about the last problem on your homework. On page 483, your last homework problem is number 24. So I would like you to try it first, and then so you can pause the video right now. I'd like you to try it first before you watch this, and then if you are completely stuck, go ahead and come back to this. But either way, read over it, try what you can, and then come back to my video and I will give you some help here. So I kind of already drew some here, which might be too much for some of you, but I guess I made the problem here to you. Number 24 is about a garden. It says a walkway surrounds a rectangular garden. The width of the garden is 8 feet, and the length is 6 feet. The width, x, of the walkway around the garden is the same on every side, so the walkway all the way around is the same. Write an expression that represents the total area of the garden and the walkway. So I started with just this inner rectangle, which is representing the garden, and then I put a walkway, like sidewalk, all the way around the garden. Okay, so I used orange just to mark, they told you the length of the garden was 6 feet. So from here to here is 6 feet. And they told you the walkway that went all the way around it was x. Let me see what it's. Yeah, they just say x, so x feet. So that means this would be x feet, and it's also over here too, so this is x feet. So think about the question is, what's the area of this entire space here, the garden and the walkway? The total area of the garden and the walkway, yeah. So same idea for the other dimension of the garden. They told you it was 8. So it's 8, just the garden, 8 from here to here. And then the total length with the walkway, right? We'd have another x here to account for. So we have x, we have 8, and then we have another x here, right? So the total length here would be x plus 8 plus x. Okay, so again, if that helps you get going, you can stop the video, and I would like you to try it yourself and see, challenge yourself to see what you can get. Okay, hopefully you're already thinking that you are going to be creating a binomial for each length and width and define the area. All right, area of a rectangle, very basic, length times width. So you'll be taking a binomial times a binomial, just like you did on all these other problems that you're going to have finished prior to this problem. Okay, so if you had, looking at this dimension here, an x plus a 6 plus an x, that would make 2x's, 2x plus 6. Exact same idea for the other dimension. We have an x and an 8 and an x. That makes up this whole other length dimension. So that would be 2x plus 8. And then you can go use FOIL and come up with a good, simplified answer for the area of the rectangle. Don't leave it like this. That can be simplified. You can use FOIL and create a better answer for the area. So give that a shot. I will attach this video with your homework so that you can see how you're doing. Good luck.